Alright guys, so we got a new video out, new series out, and yeah, I hope you enjoy. So basically, with this series, I want to kind of just go through anything and everything that you can draw. And I know it is a little weird to start with hair, but I have a reason for it, and I will tell you now. So basically, past few months I have been really practicing faces, anything and everything to do with faces, and I realized that my hair is not up to snuff, so I decided to make this series kind of as an incentive to practice things that I can't necessarily draw well. So this isn't necessarily going to be me teaching you per se, but it's more about helping you to draw, helping you to kind of incentivize you to start drawing, start practicing, and just some things that you might be struggling with, and you might not necessarily have mastered, and not necessarily have at a professional level. So that's basically what I have in mind for this series. And yeah, hopefully we can get better at drawing together throughout this series. So the drawing that you are watching right now is kind of my first attempt at recording me drawing hair. This is the first drawing that I did for this video, and it's kind of just a baseline for me, really just to see my progress throughout, and my improvement throughout, kind of to see what habits that I'm forming, good and bad ones, which ones I might need to change, which ones I might need to keep, and yeah, it's just to kind of give me a sense of progress, and I suggest that you do the same whenever you're practicing something. Draw one first, basically blind. I mean, you can use reference if you want, but just kind of basically on the fly, blind, just to kind of give you a baseline of your skill level, and then practice it for a week, 2 weeks, month, however much you feel like practicing that subject, and then really just compare. I mean, I know that I have given a sense of progress, sense of accomplishment, kind of just something to keep me going whenever I compare my really old art with the drawings that I'm doing today, and it really helps me keep going, keep at the grind of practicing and stuff, because that can get daunting. It can get frustrating. I know I get really annoyed sometimes, and I kind of have to just step back and take a break sometimes. And then get right back at it. So I really, from the beginning, had a sense of what I wanted my hair to look like, and kind of just what style I wanted to use while drawing hair. So you can see that I used kind of 4 or 5 starter lines, kind of just to give me a point of reference to where the hair is going, where the hair is coming down. And then I use those starter lines to start my hatching back up to the hairline where the hair is coming from, and then of course I filled in the shadow shapes, the shapes that you usually see in comic book shading and rendering and such, and yeah. So the finished drawing is in a short that I did a few days ago. So after this video, if you want to check out kind of the finished first baseline drawing, whatever you want to call it, go check that out. Alright, so I got this piece of paper here, and it's just a kind of an easy hands-on way to visualize the shape and kind of the form of what hair does. So see, if you can turn it, you kind of get some dimension behind it, and that's what that is. And I'm going to cut some slits into here, and we're going to see how the kind of groups of strands of hair, how they act when you turn it in space. So I got this piece of paper. I've cut some slits into it, and like I said, we're going to turn it, and you can see that it's a little bit more unruling. It doesn't really want to turn as well, and it's really kind of just all over the place. And that's kind of where what hair does. I mean, gravity has an effect on it to an extent, but sometimes it wants to do its own thing. So yeah, this just really helps you visualize how it goes, how the shapes change in space, how the forms change in space, and so on and so forth. And I drew this one kind of just to give you a progression on how this shape changes. This is a more primitive shape, and this gives you the individual strands, and this is closer to what you're really going to be working with, what you're really going to be drawing with. And of course, this isn't exactly the final shape that you want, but it's the closest thing to what I do when I'm sketching out the drawing. I use kind of this shape to really put them in, and then I refine it later. So that is it for the kind of tutorial beginning section of the video. Now the next section is just gonna be me drawing the kind of final, and I don't know if I said it before, this one coming up was probably the 20th attempt at putting something down on paper that was recorded that I felt happy with, that I could put in this video. So again, just don't be frustrated with yourself. Don't try to get annoyed so quickly. It is a process, and yeah, so for this section of the video, I would like for you to get out your sketch pad and draw along. If you don't want to do that, just sit back and enjoy.